I don't even know why we play. Why do we even play?
Like many in the media, we've been waiting a long time for Nick Saban to ask us a question we could answer. Why do we even play? The question. Alex, who is Herm Edwards?
You play to win the game.
A trusted source told me earlier today that the final hiccup, the final hurdle to get over to sign Pruitt had nothing to do with Jeremy Pruitt's money. Pruitt wanted more money for his assistant coaches. Stanley Cup is here. The question now is, does it travel back to Pittsburgh for game number 7, or does it travel back to Pittsburgh full of champagne? The puck drops at 8 right here on Channel 3. As Nick Chubb said after the game, Georgia broke Vanderbilt's spirit by running at will.
There's really only one way to sum this one up without taking 5 minutes of your time. Saban explains how a relationship breakup, his dad, and a gas station job taught him not to let one problem become 2 or even 3. Got it? Good. Now enjoy it.
You know, it's kind of like my dad used to tell me.
All right, in 10 seconds for me, expectations year 1, Jeremy Pruitt.
Bowl game.
Sums it up, less than 10 seconds, too. Well done, David Cobb. Times Free Press. Check his stuff out online on Twitter and in tomorrow's paper. What a night it was in North Atlanta for the Atlanta Braves as they debut with a 5-2 win in a sold-out, brand-new SunTrust Park. Defensive coordinator Bob Shoop said the Georgia Tech install was taking away from, yes, at times, more important things. But Shoop said, quote, "It is what it is," end quote. What it is kickoff in roughly 90 minutes between the Yellow Jackets and the Tennessee Volunteers. By the way, he's been all over this John Gruden stuff with good sources since 2012. Early on, some doubted you. If you haven't apologized yet, do so, please. To Stephen Argus, Times Free Press sports editor. Guys, back to you.
Brads will tell us all the time that the game is bigger than us.
Last Friday was just another example. Central loaded the bus, a near 3-hour drive, a second-round showdown at unbeaten Greenville. A game they would lose, but a day they would win.
We already knew Friday before we ever went to the stadium, before we ever put our helmets and pads on, before the scoreboard even started, that we had already won the day.
All because of a detour Central head coach Courtney Braswell set up ahead of time.
But they got us on the back.
Courtney's best friend, Red Bank assistant Charles Weems, is from Greenville.
Before Ashton, you're out.
His mother, Tony Weems, who loves Courtney, still lives there.
Me and Courtney had a running joke that when we played each other, who my mom was really pulling for.
In this case, all parties are pulling for Tony. Tony was recently diagnosed with a very rare form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
It broke my heart. I don't remember the last time I cried like that.
But Tony's biggest concern was if Central kept winning, she'd be unable to watch Courtney coach against Greenville.
This lady might not live to see another football season, but she thought of us.
So the Central bus, bound for Greenville, was now loaded with 4 dozen roses, a signed jersey, Tony's home address, and a few dozen young men who understand the game is bigger than them.
Each one of our kids handed her a rose, and each one of them gave her a hug.
Just going to see that lady that thought of us before herself, even in the midst of all her trials that she had, it touched me.
You can exist in a way or live your life in a way that you make somebody else's day better or make their existence better just because you were a part of it. That's really what we're here for.
My goodness gracious.
It was just, something that obviously I'm grateful for and that I'll never forget, and just provided some joy for her in a time that's been a difficult time.
It was the perfect prelude to Central's biggest game in more than a decade. And a reminder, the final score is only half the story.
Everybody certainly felt more victorious than you normally do in defeat, because we won in a lot of different ways that night.